Hi, I'm at Holly River State Park in central West Virginia. Now, about 15 miles as the crow flies west of here, there was a really strange incident that happened in September of 1952. It was evening time and a group of boys were playing ball in the field when they saw this light streak across the sky and crash into a hillside nearby. Being kids, they went to investigate, and as they ran along, they ended up attracting a mother of one of the kids and another neighbor. And they got up to the hillside and saw this crashed object, and it was emitting this weird mist that hurt their lungs and throats and eyes. A dog barked at it and then ran into town and killed over dead. They were staring at this thing, trying to figure out what was going on, when all of a sudden they noticed something watching them from the trees. They thought it was an animal that had been perched on a branch, but whenever the mother, Mrs. May, shined her flashlight on it, they saw, to their shock and horror, this 12-foot tall object that had a green metallic sort of skirt on and a ace of spades shaped head. And it was this reddish color, and whenever the flashlight hit it, yellow beams of light shot out of its eyes, and it began creating this hissing sound, and it floated above the ground towards the startled witnesses, and it squirted oil all over the mother's apron and hissed as it did so, and everybody ran in terror. Now, the next night, there was a couple with a 18-month-old baby driving just a little bit west of there at a place called Strange Creek, and all of a sudden their car died. And they didn't know what to do because they were out in the middle of nowhere and their car wouldn't start whatsoever. They smelled this strange smell and they thought that maybe the engine had burned up. And then they saw the light. It was this big red light that came through the woods. And as they were investigating it, then they saw the figure. And much like the incident in Flatwoods the night before, it was this green sort of metallic skirt floating off the ground. But this thing didn't have the ace of spades helmet on. It appeared reptilian, very lizard-like, and it glided right in front of the car, and as it did so, it had this long spindly arm with these little fingers, and it dragged them across the hood and just continued on its way into the woods. Then their car started up fine and they got the hell out of there. Now, that place, Strange Creek, has a connection to where I'm at right now at Holly River. Strange Creek got its name from a man named William Strange, who was part of a surveying expedition here in 1795. At one point, he was instructed to take the Holly River Creek to rendezvous with the rest of the group at another spot, but he got lost, and no one saw him again until 1835, when his bones were found by this little tributary that they named Strange Creek in his honor. How did they know that it was his bones? Well, right next to this skeleton in a large birch tree, he used with his final bit of energy a knife to carve the words, "My name is Strange, and I'm on strange ground, and strange it is that I cannot be found." So anyway, that's how it got to be Strange Creek. To celebrate the Flatwoods monster, since it's close to the anniversary, I thought I'd cook about it. So I'm going to make what I refer to as a Flatwoods Muenster. And if you want to join me at home, here's what you're going to need. Some sourdough bread, Muenster cheese. We don't want to make Flatwoods Roqueforts or Flatwoods Gorgonzolas, do we? Some butter, pickled beet eggs. Now, I don't know if you're going to bestow basil. All right, ready to get cooking? So what you want to do to make this first is butter your bread. Put the cheese in. It's just like a grilled cheese. I'm putting in 3 slices because who needs circulation, right? And here goes. Okay, that's good and smoky. I'd say we're done with this. Slide it onto the plate. And then comes the fun part, the presentation. Now, first thing you want to do, I'm going to tilt this down so you can see what I'm doing here, is cut the sandwich to create the monster shape. Now, the Flatwoods monster had this sort of skirt-like design from the waist down, and then hey, like you're taking the wings off of an angel. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, now let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and work on the face. Now, we're going to be using basil pesto to make the green skirt. So a leaf of basil would be really nice to add the illusion of the head with the ace of spades shape. I couldn't find any big leaves of basil, so I just picked a leaf off of a plant I found right around the creek here, probably poison ivy. Okay, so you take your pickled beet egg and slice it in half. Then a couple little holes exposing the yolk, excuse me. The original sighting, they said that the eyes appeared like portals almost, actually. So it was like this creature was wearing a helmet. So you can really create the effect by digging deep in there. It'll be just like you're having your own monster sighting. Okay, now, I took the basil pesto and I put it in a Ziploc bag, mix it up, and we're going to pipe it just like icing. So, and you just give him nice green bits of skirt. Alright, beautiful. If you want, you can give him other green parts as well. Now, is our Flatwoods Muenster. Now, the creature was described as having spindly arms, so if you wanted, you could take some frisee salad and create these little claw-like arms as well. I unfortunately don't have those with me, but otherwise I would. So thanks for watching and happy cooking.